welcome back. Thank you for your likes and shares and everything that you did on the previous video. I'm making a real hard effort to try and improve the videos if I can, but I need you guys to tell me that they are better or they're not, and I don't know at the moment. Right, so what we got going on here? Well, we've got a reasonably nice day, first of a few that we haven't had, to be fair. Now, I've got a load of airlines, but one's got a hole in it, so I need to get an airline down here. My personal cutter torch has come, but I've suddenly discovered I have no more shrouds. I only have the one shroud that it came with, so I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm going to try and hack the bull bar off, get rid of that. It's not needed, not really. I put it on there for styling, but the problem was the bonnet is so long anyway that just makes it look even longer, and it's a damn nuisance. It's actually getting in my way. That is stainless steel. That will be very handy to get that exhaust working properly underneath the axle. If you recall, several people made a point of telling me, or one person did, I can't remember, that joint there isn't going to be high enough. That will recreate that perfectly, so that's what I'm going to use it for. And then I'm going to eventually, if the plasma cutter torch survives, or the shrouds survive, I'll cut out my circles to the lights and we'll get them started as well. So yeah, that's what we've got going on this week. So there isn't too much happening, to be honest with you, but there's enough. There you go. That, if you can get past the sun glaze or glare, is what she'll look like. I like that. I like that a lot. Now that bull bar's gone, that has so improved the looks. Just that bull bar alone gone, and it's a bit shorter now as well. It doesn't feel like it's in your face. Yeah, that works for me. First panel made, well, ready to go in, so I'm going to start welding it from this end, I think, and then I'll gradually work my way along, and I shall spot weld that because I don't want it warping out what's already there, although I don't think it will, but I don't want to take any chances. Well, these lines are not an easy line to get because I've gone a little bit too damn close, but there you go. I was planning to put rubber seal in there, but honestly don't think I'm going to get one in there now. My only worry is rattling. It's going to rattle like a bag of nails, so I need to make sure this is secured and that there's braces underneath as well, just to try and hold it back, and I'll probably have to put some sort of padding in, but yeah. Okay, that's the best as I can get it. So we run out of daylight. We've got to plate all this up here, but I reckon I'll just go from about there and bring that down on both sides, and I'll have to do that another day. I think we've got rain tomorrow, so I'm not seeing this job being finished anytime soon. So I think in the meanwhile what I'm going to do is, me and my buddy Kevin, we both looked at these lights as an issue, and he's sort of agreeing with me they need to go closer in because they just look so much nicer, and we can put side markers on the wings and maybe indicators on there as well. Possibly not. I might try and find somewhere else. Or the bumper needs to be enlarged. I want me spots in there as well, so yeah, we'll do that. So if it rains during the week, we'll work on the bar, but if it doesn't, I'm hoping it'll be good tomorrow and I can get out here in the morning, finish that bit off there, maybe weld up some of the other holes that I left from previous attempts at getting this thing built, and there's plenty of them. Grind them back, neaten them up, and yep, that's what I woke up to this morning. Rain, and the wind's quite bad as well for if you want to weld. So they reckon it will clear up about 3 o'clock. That's their prediction. But I don't. Well, I thought I'd better do an update because it's been a couple of days. So the bull bar has been, well, the light bar has been cut. I'm not quite sure how accurate I got this. This one looks like that's in further than that side, which it is. So a little bit more modification later. We'll bend that in somehow. So the lights have now got to come off and go inside the shed, and I've got to make the rings up for them and clean up all the rust. Come back from the yard the other day and I could not find a single wiper unit. It's got a lot of old stuff up there, but not one single vehicle or anything that represents what this used to have, which is a wire guided wiper system. So a little bit screwed on that one for the moment. I don't want to pay the Morris Minor prices because it's very expensive. So what I'm actually thinking about instead, and I don't know if I can pull it off or whether it'll even be legal, and that's to run the rod system through there, but have a couple of what do you call it, rose joints here, so as the rod, so the motor can go here and a solid rod can go up there and move that and link it that way. That's about the only thing I can think of at the moment. The problem with the Morris Minor stuff is that they're slow. You get a complete downpour, that ain't going to move fast enough, whereas I put a modern motor on there, I can gain a little bit more speed out of it. So we picked up 2 mirrors, but I ended up picking up 2 right hand instead of 1 left and 1 right. But these are kind of where I'm going, and one is actually smaller than the other as well, I've just noticed. So I don't know if these can be switched around, but we'll see. Fuel line. I did get some fuel line, copper fuel line, which was up there hanging ready, and also some rings because I want to put these in the bumper somehow. I'm not quite sure at the moment how. And I stumbled across, and apparently there's more of these, junction box, which I know I'm going to need when we start wiring up. But alas, no windscreen wiper as yet. It's time to cut that tipper up. We won't be returning to this as a tipper, so everything is going on this particular part of the truck because it's not working whatsoever with the front. Oh, it was 11:45 at night. I thought I'd just show you the bounty that I brought back from the yard today, scrapyard. 2 mirrors. I had some other mirrors, but they're both driver side and they were different. And apparently he has more, and I found 2 more. But upon coming home, because the room was dark and it was difficult to see where these were being stored, and when I got back I realised that that is a late model, that is an older model. So I'm just debating what to do about it, because driver sides, there's loads of these, and that's the driver side. Passenger side, this side, he ain't got any. So I need to find a driver side of one of those, offside. So yeah, that may have to go back, and I may have to go back and well, basically go for a good search. Indicators, I found various, including some vintage ones from an old BMC. But the old Frippany bits, if some of you might remember those lorries. But I did find these, and I think these might be possibly, I know the BMC, Morris Row, early Aston, sorry. It's an old Butler's light. What's that written on there? Don't know, I can't see that, but it's got Butler written on it. So it's not a Lucas. It's got a few lenses down there, quite a few of these lenses. So I came back with 2 of them, plus 2 spare lenses. We'll clean that all up, that overspray. We'll clean the alley up, we'll polish that all up, and they're going to go on the front mud guards. So I'm quite excited about those, because I've already eyeballed them up and they do look quite good. Sort of a jeepy look, Toyota Land Cruiser, early Mark 1 Land Cruiser look. Hi guys, Friday. Hasn't been a very productive week, I'm afraid. It's been quite bad. Waiting for deliveries. Now, I did say by Friday you would know what's going on with this back end of the vehicle. Haven't had a delivery yet. Hopefully before I upload, that delivery will be here, but the tracking hasn't been updated all week, so I don't know where anything is at the moment. So we'll just do a brief talk about next week's work and the future of this vehicle. I'll try and keep it as short as I possibly can, and then we'll upload. Now, next week I'm going to get a load of steel in. I'm also going to get the aluminium ready, windows as well, because the back end, what I ordered at the beginning of the week was 2 rear Morris Minor Traveller doors. They are wood, primarily made of wood. And what I want to do is put a box steel frame around all of the back area to make up the shape of what I need, with some angle as well. And I want to line it in aluminium. I'm going to rivet the aluminium on, because the frame's going to be welded, you see. So I want to rivet the aluminium to that, and then where the rivets will sit is where the wood is going to go over. I am actually going to make some wooden trim to go over the top of the rivets and hide most of those rivets if I can. I haven't fully figured it out yet in my head how this is going, but that's kind of what I want to do. That bulkhead's going to get cut out as well. We'll want rid of that because I want access right the way through the vehicle. But next week's work, I was going to do the mirrors today, but I can't, because I've got 2 mismatched mirrors and I need to sort that out with the yard where I got them from, and I ain't going to be going down there until Monday. So, brief talk about what's happening inside here. Well, firstly, we're getting rid of the windscreen wiper unit. We're getting rid of the wiper connectors here, the washers, everything's going. I want that scuttle completely cleared. I'm probably going to cut in roughly around here, work my way across to there, and replace all that metal. I'll probably end up cutting that out. Once I've got rid of everything in here, I'm then going to make up a new liner and try and fill in. I don't know how I'm going to do this, if I'm honest with you, because it's a mess. I never took that out. I wish I did. That's going to be a nightmare to get rid of, that piece. All of this is being cut out, a whole lot, all the way along, down to this sill here, and then we'll build from that across and then up. If I can join onto here, somehow hide all of this, I will. As I said, I'm not fully sure how this is going, but next week's work is this scuttle, because it needs to be dealt with. I want to get this front end finished. Once I'm going to move that so the wind don't take the bonnet away. Right, so that's the first of many jobs. The windscreen's got to be dealt with. at some point, but I'm not doing that yet because of sparks. I'm going to replace all the other windows eventually. We've got to get that back off. We've got to get the ram out underneath. We've got to put a fuel tank in, and I want to weld right the way across there a big piece of steel with a new cross member at the back. I also want some 2x4s coming out the side so I can start planning a roll cage, because I want to fit it to the outside edge. I want an external one. The same here as well. I want to put a big piece of 2x4 across coming out, so I've got somewhere around that area. So I've got somewhere to put a roll cage of some description, because I want to actually connect a roof rack to that at some point. Also next week I'm probably going to have to start making another set of those for the back. So we've got to, when we do the mould, we've actually got to extend it front and rear, because I don't know how far we're going to be going. It's going to go up, over, whether it come halfway or go fully down, I don't know at the moment. We've got the tail light sourced, so we're not worrying about that. We've just got some side markers to get for the front, and we've got to get some new wheels. We've got tyres, we've got no wheels. Wheels is another priority for this. We've also got headlight rings to make so we can get the headlights in, and we've got to drill some holes for the indicators. Then we've got to hinge the bonnet, latch the front, twin latches, and then we can start worrying about the rest of what's going on at the back. We've got a fuel tank here and a plate, so we've got to clean that plate up, and that's all got to be put in. And I've got to get a filler fitted, which I may very well, once the frame has been built, bring the filler around through here and come out here. I actually do have a filler around here somewhere, which I may try and reuse. I will need some decent hoses, of which I haven't got. So that is kind of where we're going. I can't really do anything else. I was going to do the mirrors today, but as you know, neither of these are matching, and I want these to match. I've offered one of these up on the truck, fixed to the side of the door. Ain't too bad, but we don't want whopping great mirrors at the top. I don't know what I'm doing for glass mirrors at the moment, but I do want to put these on because they do work. They work well on there. So with that in mind, I'm going to disappear now. So look, thanks ever so much for your viewing, thanks for your likes on the last video, and we'll see you next week. Laters. These happen to be the doors that have been purchased for the job. As you can see, they're wood construction. I'm just missing hinges and latches. Got a bit of rot to sort out on them, but that is standard with most Morris Minor stuff. Right.